Looks like we are live. All right. Give everybody a minute to come on in. Let me get situated. Let me see here. Let's see what we can do. Tag a few people. If y'all in the place, say hey to me. Give me a shout out. Let me know you're here. Let me know you can hear me. Let me see. And I'm going to tag a few people and get situated. I see my mama in the building. Yarly Bond in the building. Christy, what up? What up? Hey, everybody. I see my lovely wife. Thank y'all for joining me. You see, y'all do me a favor as you come on in. Click that like button. Click that like button for me. Invite some friends to join us and do a watch party. Do a watch party for me. If you can, do a watch party for me. I think we're going to have a good discussion tonight. We're going to make it constructive and productive. I upset some people a little earlier with this post. I think they thought that I meant something other than what I meant. And so it ruffled a few feathers, but that's all right. It's what we do. But y'all do me a favor, like I said, and go ahead and click that like button, share the video, and do a watch party for me, please, and thank you. Let me see. And I'm going to get it started. All right. Let's see. Y'all bear with me as I get the situation set up. All right. Let me see. Let me share this. Kimberly Renee says, I can hear you. All right. I appreciate you, sis. All right. And let's share to my group here. Y'all just bear with me. Y'all know I'm technologically challenged, but we're going to make it do what it's supposed to do. Right. Share it to a few places and get everything all right here. All right. So, see, Yarly said, what's up from Brunswick, Georgia, my man. All right. It's always good to see you in the place, Yarly. See my lovely mother. All right. So, all right, let's get it. I think we got everybody in here that's going to get in here. So we're going to get on into it. So, like I said earlier, Christy said you shared. Thank you, Christy. Everybody do me a favor. Like I said, share the video, do a watch party, and let's get some people on in here. We're filling in pretty decent. I jumped on about a half a minute early, so we got about 30 more seconds before I go ahead and jump on into it. All right. And yeah, so let's do it. The topic is, ladies, are you protective enough of your man? Ladies, are you protective enough of your man? Now, like I said, this post got a few people a little upset, and that wasn't what I intended, but I understand why I did, right? Some people are very sensitive to this topic because, I mean, let's keep it real. There are a lot of women out here that are doing way more than they should have to do, because there are men out here who aren't holding up their end of the bargain, right? That's the fact. But that's not what I meant when I said protect your man. I wasn't talking about protecting your man and providing for your man in the ways that traditionally men have been known to or charged to take care of women or protect women. Yarly says upset about what? Some women thought, it seems that they thought I was promoting the idea that women, you know what? I'll do one even better. Let me show you something. Let me see if I can play this video real quick. Let me see if I can play this video. I don't know if it'll let me, but I'm going to give it a shot. Let me see. Will it let me share my screen? Let me see. Share screen. All right. Share screen. Entire screen. You gonna let me do it? All right. So let me play this. Let me know if y'all can see it. Can y'all see this video? So let me pause it real quick. This video is of a lady whose husband or her man is in a little bit of trouble, right? So here we go. She thinks he's in trouble. They're kind of playing a prank on her. She thinks that there's some people in there about to jump on her man. She ready to fight, right? Turns out, I'll stop it right there. Turns out that it was really just a proposal, a marriage proposal, right? Let me see. Stop sharing. I'm getting new to this. Did y'all see that? Hope y'all were able to see that. So, like I said, it turns out that it was really just a marriage proposal, a wedding proposal, and but she was going in there to knuckle up, right? She thought her man was in trouble. She was going in there to knuckle up to protect her man. And a lot of women thought, I think, that they thought that I meant that if a man and a man are into it, that the woman is supposed to step in and knuckle up on his behalf, protect and defend and provide, and all the things that we've grown accustomed to men doing. I think that's what they thought I meant. It's not at all what I meant, right? And so, like I said, I know that some people are hypersensitive to such a thing, to that issue, because they've seen their mothers and their sisters and their daughters, some of their friends and family have to, as women, have to step up and, and do more than they should have to do, right? Yardley says, ride or die chick. That's exactly what I'm talking about. She was. And look, to the point in that clip I just showed, I'm not mad at a sister who wants to step up and knuckle up on her man's behalf. I mean, look, the picture in the promo for the thumbnail that I showed. Let me show y'all again. I'm gonna do this other screen share and show you this. Let me see. So, all right. This was in the promo, right? It says the female wolf appears to hide under the male. She's actually covering his throat from their assailant while pretending to be scared. So again, y'all know what I do. You know, I go to Animal Planet and I get a lot of my relationship advice from there. And so this is what inspired this post right here. This meme is what inspired me to make this, to have this conversation. And so, as you can see, not only in the animal kingdom that the female is offering protection, but also in the human kingdom. I mean, I could imagine that if my wife thought I was being jumped on, that, she would probably be pretty much like that sister was in that video, right? I mean, I don't doubt for a minute that that's exactly what she would do. Let me see. Hold on one second. All right. So, but again, protection is not limited to that, right? So let me get into some of the points that I wanted to make about protection and why it's important. Let me say it this way. Okay, let's get into some of the steps. So, physical protection. Would you jump in if your man was being jumped on? Put a one in there or just say yes if you would jump in if you felt like your man was being jumped on. That's one level of protection. But how many of you ladies would actually physically jump in if you thought your man was being jumped on? Type yes if that's you. Type no if that's all his problem. Yardley says, I believe a chick. Wait a minute. It says, I believe. Where you at, Yardley? Let me see. I believe a chick, only if she is my wife, should step up to protect my six. I can dig it. Cedric says, I'm here, bruh. His first lady says, yes, she would. Tanisha says, yes, that's the one. Yes. Yardley says she better. Yeah. Yeah, ain't no sense in watching me go down and you just sitting there. Look, one of the ladies that got on my case in the group, one of the brothers actually came to my defense, and she was saying that that's basically a man's job. That's his place. And she stepped in, and he stepped in and he said, well, what if there were 6 or 7 ladies jumping on you? Should I just allow that to happen because a man is not supposed to put his hands on a woman? Right? It doesn't make sense, does it? You better get in there and at least pull somebody off me, or if it's a man or a couple men, grab a bottle or a brick or something, come on, man, let's go to work. We got things to do. We got a life to live, right? His first lady says, we're getting beat up together. That's what's up. Tanisha said, I'm popping the trunk, right? So we got some ride or dies in here. And that's what it is. I mean, look, we know in the, I go back to Animal Planet, I watch the lions. And the female lionesses, they don't get involved when a rival male comes and tries to take over the pride, right? When he wants to fight the alpha or the king lion of that pride, she stays out of it. But you can believe that she's hoping that the current king wins, because why? If he loses, the new lion is going to come in and he's going to kill all the cubs, right? And so symbolically, you're fighting for the protection of your entire family. You're helping to preserve the protection or helping to preserve your family, right? So anyway, that's just the physical part of it. Like I said, this ain't about that. So that's the physical part. Here's where I was really trying to go with it, right? Number 1, protect and defend his name, right? You have to, as a woman, you can protect your man by protecting his name, defending his name. A man cares about his name. How do you do that? One way that you can do that is with how you conduct yourself. How you conduct yourself, especially when he's not around. Look, Larsa Pippen, Scottie Pippen's wife. Everybody knows who Scottie Pippen is. Basketball player from the Chicago Bulls. This man is out, he's a millionaire, and he's what they consider a high value man. He's out on the road, he's traveling, he's working hard, and his wife doesn't have to work. He set it up so his wife doesn't have to work. He wants her to maintain the finances and take care of things in that way. She got bored. She said life was too perfect. And so what did she do? She stepped out and she got her boyfriend. So now she didn't just get her a boyfriend, though. She went out and got her a very popular, high profile rapper. And so now she's being seen out in these streets with Future, the rapper, all hugged up, cuddled up, and making that man look like a fool, right? So I'm saying that's one level of protection that you can offer your man. Protect his name, right? Defend his name. Let me see what we got here. Kimberly Renee says, I'm not a fighter, but if we're partners in everything, and that's a yes for me. We protect each other, and if we go down together. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see. His first lady says yes. Yardley says amen. Yes, sir. So that's one, right? Protect his name, defend his name. Number 2, respect. Respect is a really big deal, right? I read a quote that says, respect is one of the greatest expressions of love. Now, a lot of women don't realize this, because I know that the feelings of love are very important to women. And everybody likes to be loved. Everybody desires to be loved. I'm not talking about that. But a lot of women don't realize that when men are asked, most men would choose to be respected over being loved if they had to choose. Most men would choose being respected over being loved. Now, that doesn't mean that men don't want to be loved, right? We still appreciate that. We still have feelings and all of that stuff. But respect is more important to us than feelings of love, right? There are men will die for respect because it's that important to us. Now, you don't have to understand. I mean, you don't have to feel like we feel. You don't have to think like we think. But you do need to respect where we're coming from. We're not hairy women, right? We operate a little bit different. And so respect is more important to us than feelings of love, right? Here's another one. How you speak to your man, right? How you speak to him in private, how you speak to him in public. Like, there's another quote that says, a woman's tongue is sharp enough to pierce the toughest flesh, but it's the sweetest noise on earth when it's motivated by love. Look, let me say that again. A woman's tongue is sharp enough to pierce the toughest flesh, but it's the sweetest noise on earth when it's motivated by love. Watch your mouth. Be careful how you talk to your man, because that part about piercing the toughest flesh, your tone of voice, your tongue, it can either soothe the savage in him, or it can spark the kind of aggression in him that could get him into situations that he will regret for the rest of his life. Watch your mouth. This is how you protect your man. You are helping to keep him out of trouble. It doesn't mean that you're responsible for his actions, but you don't want to contribute to any type of action that's going to get him in trouble. That's another level of protection, right? Here's another thing about your tongue. This is probably even more important than the first. Be careful how you speak about him when he's not around. Be careful how you speak about your man when he's not around. Don't be in these streets bad mouthing your man. If you got a problem, I understand that, there are times when you need to get some things off your chest. You can vent in a classy way if you need to. If you had make sure you have a trusted friend. But I tell you, one of the worst places to vent is to family, because, you might have a whole lot of pent up animosity toward him for some things that he's been doing for a while. But I'm telling you, when you take that energy to your family, your argument is going to be over in a day or two, maybe even a week if it's a real bad one. And you're going to forgive him long before they will. They're going to hold on to that energy, right? You go taking that bad energy, them bad vibes to your mama, your daddy, your sister, brother, whatever, talking about how he did this and what he said and this, that, and the third. And they're going to hold that against him for a very, very long time. You will have completely forgotten about whatever the argument was, and they will be holding on to that energy. They will be side-eyeing your man for a long time to come. So I'm telling you, be careful what you share with your family. Now, again, if there's domestic violence going on, abuse, that's a different conversation. You don't keep that a secret. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about routine, ups and downs, y'all getting into it and having, words or whatever. Let me take a pause and see if there's any comments here that I need to address. Yardley says, chimpanzees. She's riding the phallic merry-go-round. Are you talking about Scottie Pippen's wife? Yeah, no doubt. Cedric Berryhill says, yes, Lord. Yardley says, men have destroyed entire civilizations over women. Look, when a man loves a woman, boy, he will move heaven and earth. Kimberly Renee says, you're speaking so much truth, Vaughn. The Bible instructs the wife to respect her husband and the husband to love his wife. Two different needs. You can build or tear down with your tongue. That's what I'm talking about. Absolutely, positively. Let's see. Any more comments? Let me check this other page and make sure I ain't got no comments over here. Let me see. All right. I think we on board. All right. So no more comments. Yardley says, I think I have one more. A man will build monuments to a woman that he loves. Taj Mahal, my man. That's it. Excuse me. Let me take a sip, wet my whistle. I see my Love Alchemist cup. All right. So let's see. Where do I go next? Let me see. Oh, here's another one. And this kind of goes right in line with how you talk to your man. What they say, you can catch more flies with honey than you can with vinegar. Look, when you get aggressive, verbally aggressive with your man, you are sparking aggression in him. And you can't be more aggressive than your man. You just can't. And if you are with a man that you can be more aggressive with, you probably don't respect him anyway, and that's a bad look, right? But here's where you win. A man that loves his woman cannot compete with her softness, with that feminine energy. So, and it's a challenge, right? It's a challenge for us to be even keel when we get pissed. It's a challenge for women to be even keel when to maintain an even keel when she get pissed, right? Anger is the wind that blows out the lamp in the mind, right? Anger is the wind that blows out the lamp of the mind. What does that mean? That means the angrier you get, the stupider you get. That's what I'm saying. The angrier you get, the stupider you get, and you will prepare yourself to make the best speech you'll ever regret, right? Here's where you win, ladies. If you can manage to keep your tone soft and keep your tone sweet, you will calm that man. Like, look, I used to watch Popeye back in the day. Y'all remember Popeye the Sailor? How he would flip that alligator over. They would be in a big tussle, and he would flip that alligator over and then start rubbing his belly. And before you know, that alligator would just cool out, right? That's what your soft tongue, your feminine vibes, your soft ways, that's what it does to the aggression in a man that really loves you. So if you're trying to fight, right? If you're in a fight, if you're in a battle with your man, and there's this verbal sparring going on, I'm telling you, you win by default the softer you are, because we can't compete with that. There's nothing we can do to compete with that. Let me see if there's any comments here. Yarley says that's true, my man. Let's see. What else? Reputation. Reputation. You can't keep a clean reputation hanging out with messy people. You cannot keep a clean reputation hanging out with messy people. Ladies, watch your associations, right? Because this comes back on your man. If you messy in them streets, it comes back on your man, but it goes even deeper. Watch this. About, man, it's been probably 30 years now. I was playing a card game, right? I'm hanging out with some friends and we all playing cards. And actually, it wasn't my turn yet. I was on deck. I was coming in next. So the table is full and we sitting on bench seats, right? We're sitting on bench seats, and the brother had his wife sitting right next to him, and the only spot remaining was the seat next to her. So I sit down on the bench and I'm waiting my turn. I'm watching the game, I'm waiting my turn. And she's getting real touchy and flirty. Like, I'm sitting right next to her, she's sitting right next to her man, and she's flirting with me right in front of him. Now, I don't know if he sees what's going on, because the more friendly she's getting, the more I'm like, what the hell are you doing? I'm watching her, I'm watching him. I'm like, I got to get away from you, because not only do I not want you, that's not even the issue. I know how men get when it comes to their women. Like Yarley says, a man built the Taj Mahal for a woman that he loved. Imagine what he would tear down for that same woman, right? And I'm not trying to get into it over, look, I already got a wife. I don't need them kind of problems, right? What I'm saying is, word on the street was that's how she got down. If a man wanted to spend some time with her, she was down. If she liked you or whatever, right? And I didn't know that then, but I found out later that I guess that's what she was trying to do. So somebody, I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So That's so disrespectful, man. That is so disrespectful, right? Made me lose my train of thought. That thing, it upsets me just thinking back on it. But yeah, where was I at? His reputation, hanging out with messy people. His wife was messy, and word was that she got around, right? So you can't keep a clean reputation with messy people. Ella Carroll says, wow, bold. Yep, very bold indeed. Here's another way that you can protect your man. Let me say it this way. Some men, when a man loves a woman, like Yarly said, he will build the Taj Mahal. If a man thinks that it will bring a smile to his woman's face, he will buy her just about anything. And again, some of us are a little bit more balanced than that. But there are men out here, who will do almost anything for the woman that they love. And that means even ruining his credit, right? There are men out here who will buy, look, he might make $30,000 a year, but he will go and buy her a $45,000, $50,000 car if he can get approved for it. Now, this car might come with an interest rate of 15, 20%, right? What is this going to do? He's going to do it because he wants to see her smile. But ladies, you're wise enough to know the kind of trouble that's going to get him in. He's digging a hole that is going to be so hard for him to get out of. And ultimately what that's going to do is lead to a lot more stress in his life. He might have to end up getting a second job, working long hours. What they say about stress, it'll take a young man and give him an old face, right? Ladies, protect your man. So protect his credit. Let's see, Yarly says, danger, danger, in his Steve Irwin voice. That is a dangerous chick. Glad your spidey senses were tingling. Okay, you talking about the other lady. Yeah. His first lady says, we teach our daughters to be respectful, to be respected and loved, but we don't teach our sons. Therefore, they grow up not knowing how love looks from a good woman. They learn to accept anything. That's a fact. That's a fact. There are a lot of brothers out here who just, again, you know what it is. We have a lot of broken families out here. We have a lot of men learning how to be men on the fly. Look, I have my father died when I was 11. There was such a generation gap between me and my grandfather that, there was really no continuity there for him to pass any kind of torch to me, or any rites of passage or anything that he was going to. And I don't even know. I think even he had a broken upbringing with his father. So there was a lot of things about manhood that I had to learn on the fly. Look, my children, I had 4 children by the time I was 23 years old. And so here I am, a young man I'm still learning what manhood is. I'm married, so I'm trying to learn what being a husband means. And I'm trying to learn what being a father means, all at the age of 23. And I wasn't doing too good at it, to be honest with you. And so many of the things that I know now, of course, I think I'm a pretty good father now. I think my children would agree that I'm a pretty good father now. I'm a grandfather of 5. I think they agree that I'm a pretty good grandfather. And my wife is probably the happiest woman on the planet. So I've come full circle and I learned a lot of things, right? But not before I brought a lot of pain on the people that I was supposed to be pouring love into, right? So to the point that his first lady made, there's a lot that we just don't know, right? And you can't teach what you don't know. Ella Carroll says he's doing too much, living beyond his means. That's a fact. Yarly says ruin his credit. You mean ruin his life. Yep. All of the above. All of the above. Let me see if there's any other comments from my other page. I think they might be all synced up. So if it is, then that's good. Let me see. Let me jump in here. Okay. All right. I'm going to keep it moving. All right. So where was I at? Let me see. What else? So that's his credit. I said his credit. I said his reputation. Another one. his health, right? How can you protect his health? In most situations, the woman is the one doing the cooking, right? She's preparing the meals. Prepare healthier food choices for your man. That does a couple different things. It keeps him more energetic, and keeps him better able to perform in various ways, like whether it's on the job, keeps him better able to perform for you, like, not only outside, but inside the bedroom, right? Healthier choices will allow him to stay long and strong for you, right? So protect your man. And ultimately, I mean, man, you benefit from that in the long run, right? So protect his health. What else? I think this goes back to what his first lady just said, how women raise daughters but love their sons. Now, I understand the nature of that, right? You would think that you would want your sons to be tougher, and you do. I understand that. But I think I almost want to say that subconsciously, it seems like it's maybe a defense mechanism, because maybe subconsciously she's giving him the love that she knows he won't get from the world, because the world is cold as hell, right? And it's even colder, I think, to black men. I don't know. I don't even know how to compare the two, because black men and black women are catching hell in these streets. But protecting sons, loving sons, I think that goes back to the days of slavery, because she wanted the slave master to know, or she didn't want the slave master to think that her son was ready for that harsh work, that harsh world of slavery that was waiting on him. So she would pretend he was an imbecile. She would pretend that he could do nothing. He was shiftless. He was lazy. He wasn't smart. So all of these things were a measure of protecting him. And sometimes she would beat her son harder than even the slave master might, as a way of protecting him against what she knew the slave master had in store for him. Because the slave master might kill him. She might beat him bad enough to hurt him real bad, but she knew she wasn't going to kill him. The slave master would kill him, right? If he lost control of himself. She was never going to go that far. So I think this idea of loving our sons and raising our daughters, I think it goes back to a time where women had to overcompensate towards the end of protecting her sons against the harsh realities of this cold world that we have to face. That's what I think that's about. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think about that. I might be off base. I might be reaching. Yardley says, I think we should have a rite of passage for young men. Yeah, I agree. We definitely need that, man, because there really are no benchmarks that let us know when we've arrived at manhood, right? And so many of us end up erroneously equating how many women we can get in our bed to manhood. And society even promotes that in a lot of ways. I mean, look at our music, popping bottles with models, a different chick every night. I mean, you heard the rappers, you know what they talk about. And we are a sex crazed society. So it leaves us in a lot of trouble, right? It leads us making a lot of decisions that are really hard to recover from, making babies with women that, we really shouldn't even be spending time with, et cetera, right? That's another show. Maybe I'll talk about that a little bit more next week. What else? His health, I said, his credit, his reputation. You can protect and defend his character, right? And his reputation against lies. There are people out here who will lie on you. They will cheat you. They will deceive you. I was reading a comment that a brother wrote on my post. He made on my post about this topic. He's a photographer, and he said he takes his wife on photo shoots when the client is a female. He takes his wife on photo shoots with him when the client is a female, because that protects him against allegations that she might make. Listen, look, we know that there are scandalous men out here. there are also some very scandalous women out here. There are some scandalous people in this world, and they will look to extort you in whatever ways that they can. And some people are just really very mentally unhealthy, emotionally unhealthy. And, you know, he takes his wife with him as a protection mechanism. I do the same thing. I travel, I do speaking engagements, and I'm taking my wife everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. And it ain't just for protection. Look, there's nobody else I'd rather have with me anyway. But part two to that is that's my bodyguard. That's my bodyguard. I know that as long as my wife is with me, can't no woman say I did anything or said anything sideways because she was right there the whole time. And what kind of fool would I be to talk slick and my lady is right there, right? So problem solved. Let's see. Got a couple more comments. His first lady says, wait a minute, right before that, where we at? His first lady says, and I think some women haven't made peace with their past of being scandalous women, and therefore they empathize with the women they should warn their sons about. Ouch. That's heavy. That's heavy. Let me read that again. I think some women haven't made peace with their past of being scandalous women. Therefore, they empathize with the women they should warn their sons about. That's cold. Yardley says, a defense mechanism for protection, straight out of the Willie Lynch letter. Make the black male strong in body, but not in mind. Facts. His first lady says, tell them, I know she's a whore because I used to be a whore. Keep it real and teach the boys. Men do it with their daughters all the time. That's a fact. That's a fact. Man, y'all, this should be y'all show. Y'all dropping it. Let's see. What else do I have? What's in it for you? What's in it for you, ladies? Why should you care about protecting your man? I think that if a woman understands what I'm saying, like women are keenly intuitive and immeasurably wise, right? There are some, I know my wife is very wise and highly intuitive. And if you apply that knowledge and that wisdom in the right way, you can inspire your man to achieve levels of greatness that he would have never achieved without you, right? You can inspire him to achieve levels of greatness that he would have never achieved without you. And in turn, you can make him the greatest lover and friend you could have ever hoped for. That's what's in it for you, right? All of the protection that you could have ever wanted, the best friend that you could have ever hoped for, the best lover that you could have ever hoped for. Like there is a lot in it for you. And so this relationship between the man and the woman, between the male and the female, it is built on reciprocity, right? One hand washes the other. 50-50? Nah, 100-100, right? I'm giving my wife the absolute best that I can. She gives me the absolute best that she can. I do my best to keep her feeling good about the ways that she pours into my life. She does what she can to make me feel good about pouring into her life. And it just keeps on going. Ain't nobody keeping score. We just doing the best that we can. And that's the get down, family. That's how you do it. And I'm telling you, look, I'm a knucklehead from way back. My mama will tell you, my wife will tell you, I'm a knucklehead. I'm a reformed knucklehead. Let me say it that way. I'm a reformed knucklehead. And I'm telling you, if my wife can use that softness, that feminine energy to inspire me, to speak greatness into me, to speak to me. She spoke to the king in me when I was not yet a king. I wasn't even exhibiting king behavior, but she spoke to the king in me. And I'm telling you, I remember those conversations, and she lifted me to a place that I don't know that I would have ever gotten if she would not have been there, doing those things, speaking to me in those ways. So, ladies, I'm telling you, be encouraged. Speak life into your man. Speak love into your man. Speak kindly to your man. And look, at the end of the day, if you think that he's unworthy of those things, what the hell are you doing with him anyway? But if you're going to call him your man, you know what I mean? Speak life to him. Speak love to him. What else we got? Let's see. His first lady says, did I read this one already? Yep, I read that one. Yardley says, modern equivalent, the black athlete good at whatever sports, but can't speak articulately when interviewed. Oh man, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's really terrible. But that's what it is. I mean, you know, I think we're gonna have to do another show where we address the men. So I'll do something next week where I speak to the brothers. Yeah, we can definitely do that. Yardley says, this is why their opinions, political, social, are treated as if they don't know what they're talking about. Shut up and dribble, right? Ain't that what the news anchor, the Fox News anchor, told LeBron James? Shut up and dribble. Yeah. So let's see. Any more comments? I don't think we have any more comments. I wasn't gonna stay on long anyway. It's been almost 45 minutes. So yeah, so if there's no more comments or questions for me, y'all do me a favor. Make sure you head over to my Love Alchemist page. Go to the Love Alchemist page and click that like button. Make sure you're following that Love Alchemist page. I'm starting my YouTube page, so jump on over to YouTube when we're done here and like my Love Alchemist page on YouTube. What else? Listen, if you are in the sound of my voice, if you can hear me, if you know anybody who is struggling with relationship issues, marital issues, even parent-child issues, and this is what I do. There's no reason in the world why you should have access to me. I mean, this is what I study. I spend a great deal of time learning these things so that I can bring these things back, because I feel like, I'm so fortunate at this point in my life to be where I am. And truth is, I could ride off into the sunset with everything that I have. I mean, I make enough money. I don't need money, your money. I don't need anything, really. I could ride off and be cool, right? But I feel like part of what I have, I feel like I owe that back. Because my life is so good. I mean, it really is. If it was any better, I need a twin. I really would. But I feel better pouring that back into those of us who I know are having some of the same challenges that I had early. So whether it's a brother who needs help, whether it's a couple who needs, I don't typically counsel women one-on-one. I will in extenuating circumstances, but typically I like to do couples counseling, couples coaching, but one-on-one with the brothers and parent to child relationship. This is what I do. I enjoy doing it. So if you know anybody, if you yourself are struggling with any of that stuff, or if you know anybody that's dealing with that, don't hesitate to send them my way. This is what I do. So without further ado, let me see if there's any more comments. Yardley says correct. Kimberly Renee says, many women don't understand the power of influence that we have. You can speak an entire life shift into your man. That's the word right there. That's the word right there. And I'm telling you, I'm living proof that that's true. So, look, anyway, that's all I got for y'all, family. I appreciate y'all for spending time with me. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. And for that, I'm eternally thankful. Love y'all. Peace.